Good morning. Um, Thank you for making the time this morning for this impromptu interview.
Thank you.
The first question I had was, what is CEFTER?
Well, CEFTER is an acronym for Center for Food Technology and Research. It's a center in the Barnabas State University, one of the centers that came on board in 2014 with this particular focus on working to control post-harvest food losses in West and Central Africa. And as a result, we became an Africa Center of Excellence funded by the World Bank to implement this program in a particular way that is guided by the global best practices and coordinated by the World Bank and Association of African Universities.
Excellent. And how many students have you graduated so far?
So far, we've graduated about 35 PhDs and 170 master's students. We have 100 more PhDs on ground with about 300 more MScs. Our students come from countries in West Africa, prominently Gambia, Ghana, Liberia, Cameroon.
Fantastic. And in terms of what they go on to do after, they return to their countries, those who've graduated so far, or go on to international practice?
Okay, all the students from African countries, especially from Gambia, Liberia, Ghana, return to the country after their studies. We've noticed that the students from the Cameroon, some of them still remain in Nigeria because of the humanitarian crisis we have in southern Cameroon. And they get integrated into private business, into employment in other companies. And because our key component in training is entrepreneurial-based training, where even though they're postgraduate students, MScs and PhDs, they spend time at the company, on industry, and practicing for at least 6 months of their studies. And they have this practical experience combined with the theory at the postgraduate training within the university. So their employers have given me very good feedback as being working very super at the workplace.
Excellent. And in terms of how people in the diaspora can be involved, how can we be involved in the program?
Okay, so mainly we are looking for experts to bring ideas for research because we're an academic center. The program is aimed at solving a developmental challenge, which is controlling post-harvest food losses in West and Central Africa, focusing Nigeria, focusing Benue State. And we know we're an agrarian state. We produce a lot of food at commercial scale at individual level. You can find over 2 million farmers in Benue State farming at commercial level. That's why we get all this food stuff coming out of Benue. But we also realize that a lot of this food stuff get wasted. So when you see that, what do you think can be done, especially in packaging and off-takers, export and import businesses? What expertise do the people in the diaspora have that they can bring in so that we can work together to develop a product, either a food product or a packaging product or an environmental societal product that we can take to the communities and tell them that if you do this, you're going to have more value added to your crops, produce, and then you're going to make more money, and then you're going to be a better farmer. That's what we need from the diaspora people. And then for those who are academically beefed up, we could get them to work together with our own academics to make research progress, like publications or inventions or adaptation of technologies that we could use for this purpose.
Excellent. And last but not least, in terms of the future, what are the biggest plans you envision, the next step for the center?
Okay, what we aim to do is to be able to ensure that we have facilities that are adequate for quality education, because all this we're doing through the classroom. Quality education, that anyone who studies in our center feels as good as studying anywhere in the world, because at the moment we have about 8 professors in the UK, in India, and Malaysia that teach on the program, and we're going to get more. And the curriculum has been upgraded to international standard. We even have international accreditation by a French agency. So we think that we are going to make ourselves a center that is reputable and very strong in terms of academic research and outreach, so that people who want to come to do research in Africa come to Benue State University. And I would think that the products from this center will make their waves around the world. But food products, we soon be bringing out food products for export. We are going to establish a food technology innovation complex that you could send samples to us to make research and recommend on problems you have in your shops here, problems you have on your table. And we're working on African indigenous foods. So we're going to set up an African food systems and develop it further, because not many people think bacon or sausages are food for them, even if you're Africans living in the West. So we need to develop African indigenous food that Africans like to eat anywhere in the world. That's the future.
Fantastic. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
I forgot to ask you to introduce yourself in terms of your academic training and context and how you got involved in the center.
Well, I am Barnabas Ikyo. I am an associate professor and the director of the Center for Food Technology and Research. I started on the project in the center as a project manager in 2014 and later became the deputy center leader. After 6 years, the first phase of the project ended, and we're now on a new phase, which we've won a grant of $5 million to try and also take the work that we've done further. The new project is called the Africa Center of Excellence for Development Impact. So whatever that we achieve in the phase, the impact of it needs to be seen in the next 4 years.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.